This is Chef Carl from Cooking and Grilling with Carl. In this video, I'm making for you the ultimate steak sandwich right after this. So before we get started, let me show you all the ingredients I'll be using for this steak sandwich recipe. Also, the ingredients will be listed in the description below the video. Alright, so let's get on to some prep. Alright, so right here I'm slicing some onions. Alright, next up, I'm slicing some sourdough bread. Right here I'm spreading some mayonnaise onto my sourdough bread. That's going to give it a nice crust on the flat top. That's a little trick we use in restaurants instead of using butter. We just spread a little mayo up there and it still gives a nice crust. It still almost gives a nice butter flavor. So that's just a little trick you can use for your like grilled cheese sandwiches and toasting your bread. Alright, so right here I'm making a quick horseradish mayo. Alright, now that we got the prep out the way, let's move on to the cooking phase of this video. Alright, so obviously I'm cooking a steak. I'm cooking a ribeye. It was probably about a 14-ounce ribeye, 1.5 onions. Unfortunately, I did not get the footage of when I put the steak down on the flat top or the onions or when I seasoned the steak. So anyway, I seasoned the steak with Kinder's prime steak seasoning, and you know, the onions are self-explanatory, but other than that, you really didn't miss much. You just missed me seasoning the steak and putting it on the flat top, but you'll still see the finished result in the process of me cooking the steak. Alright, so right now I'm going down with my sourdough. So what I did was I put a little mayonnaise, as you can see earlier in the video, and I used that instead of butter. That gives it a really good flavor. Alright, as far as those onions, I'm looking to kind of caramelize them, get them a little bit brown to bring those sugars out. And as you can see, I got a nice crust on that steak, and Kinder's really helps with that. Alright, so I'm putting the steak weight onto the bread, just give it a little bit more of a crust. I like my bread to have a nice crust to it, especially with steaks. Alright, those onions are done. My toast is done. And obviously the steak is done because I've already pulled that off. And I was going for medium to medium well on my steak. So now I'm sharpening my knife so I can slice into that ribeye, and I'm getting ready to start building the sandwich for you. So I'm slicing on the bias so I can get a lot of, so I'm able to kind of fan it out on the bread and fill up the whole thing and still get a nice amount of meat on that bread. Get a hearty sandwich. Alright, next I'm topping it with those caramelized onions. Alright, going down with 3 slices of smoked Gouda. And I'm going to go into the oven. I'm going to go in on a broiler setting so I can just melt that cheese really good. Just only have to go in there for like 1 minute. I already got my broiler preset to 500. Alright, going down with that horseradish cream. And I just pulled my my steak out the oven with the melted cheese. All right, and here you go. All right, the ultimate steak sandwich. I got a nice medium to medium well. All right. So thanks for checking out another one of my recipes. If you like this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also check me out on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I also have a Facebook group called Cooking and Grilling with Carl that you can join, and you can actually post your own food in there. Also let me know down in the comments other recipes you want to see me make. And definitely share and give a thumbs up to this video. I appreciate it. On that note, I say God bless. Catch you on the next video. Peace.